Welcome to EduRev, your one-stop learning companion for UPSC Civil Services preparation. Today's date is the 30th of October 2025, and we are here with the UPSC Daily Current Affairs Update, crafted to make you not just aware, but exam-ready. Let's explore why each story matters for your prelims, mains, and interview preparation. GS2 Polity Model Youth Gram Sabha MYGS initiative. The Model Youth Gram Sabha has been launched by the Centre in collaboration with the Ministries of Panchayati Raj, Education, and Tribal Affairs. It integrates civic education with the National Education Policy 2020, teaching students democratic values and grassroots governance. Why it's important for UPSC? It directly links with GS2 topics on democracy, local governance, and participatory institutions. It reinforces the idea of grassroots democracy under Article 243B of the Constitution. In mains, it can enrich answers on democratic decentralization or citizen participation. GS3 Economy Breaking China's rare earth monopoly. The global race is on to reduce dependence on China's rare earth minerals. As China controls nearly 70% of mining and 90% of processing, the US is partnering with other nations, and India is trying to build its own capacity. Why it matters for UPSC? Links to economic security, technology policy, and energy transition. Helps in GS3 answers on strategic minerals, supply chain resilience, and Atmanirbhar Bharat. Also ties into India-China relations in GS2 and geopolitics of technology for essay paper. GS3 Economy Koila Shakti Dashboard and Clamp Portal. Two digital platforms have been launched by the Ministry of Coal, Koila Shakti Dashboard and Clamp Portal, to bring real-time transparency in coal operations and land acquisition. Why this is UPSC relevant? Demonstrates Digital India in Governance Reforms, GS2. Shows data-driven efficiency and environmental accountability in the coal sector, GS3. A strong case study for e-governance or resource transparency in mains. GS3 Economy India Maritime Week 2025. PM Modi addressed the Maritime Leaders Conclave, showcasing India's vision to become a global maritime power under the Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047. Why it matters? Crucial for GS3 under infrastructure, ports, blue economy, and trade logistics. Connects with Sagarmala, blue economy, and India's strategic maritime diplomacy, GS2. Perfect example of Vision 2047 alignment and Make in India in shipping. GS2. Governance, Rehabilitation Council of India, RCI, reforms. The Rehabilitation Council of India, RCI, introduced new reforms to improve inclusivity and transparency in disability rehabilitation services. UPSC relevance. Directly linked to social justice, vulnerable sections, and rights of persons with disabilities. Important for GS2 and ethics paper. Values like compassion, inclusion, and equity. GS2 Polity Supreme Court on property rights of minors. The Supreme Court ruled that minors can reject property sales made by their guardians after turning 18 if those sales lacked court approval. Why important? Useful for GS2, Judiciary and Constitutional Protection, and GS1, Society and Family Law. reflects protection of vulnerable groups and rule of law, can enrich case study answers on constitutional safeguards. GS3 Environment, a decade after the Paris Accord. 10 years after the Paris Agreement, COP30 in Brazil reviews progress toward climate neutrality by 2050. Focus areas include renewable energy, carbon sinks, and global climate finance. Why for UPSC? High probability prelims question, climate summits, ISA. For mains, connects with climate diplomacy, energy transition, and India's INDC targets. Excellent case for essay on sustainable growth in the Anthropocene. GS3 Economy. Global investors eye Indian financial sector. Global giants like Blackstone, Zurich Insurance, and Emirates NBD are investing heavily in Indian banks and NBFCs. This signals rising confidence in India's liberalized financial framework. Relevance. Supports GS3 topics like growth, liberalization, FDI, and monetary policy. Case study for financial inclusion and economic reforms. Enhances your essay points on India as a global investment destination. GS2 Polity. Constitution 130th Amendment Bill. The bill proposes removing ministers, including PM-CM, detained for over 30 days in serious offences. While promoting ethics, it raises concerns over judicial fairness and political misuse. Why it matters? Useful for mains GS2. Accountability, separation of powers, and rule of law. Adds nuance to questions on political ethics and constitutional morality. GS2 International Relations. China's WTO complaint against India's PLI scheme. China filed a WTO complaint claiming that India's PLI schemes unfairly favored domestic industries. India defends it as value addition policy aligned with global rules. Why UPSC aspirants should note. Connects GS2, India-China relations, WTO functions, and GS3, industrial policy, a live example of trade diplomacy versus protectionism. So, to recap today's learning, we explored grassroots democracy through youth participation, economic power shifts from China to India, digital governance innovations like Koila Shakti, blue economy growth, and judicial protection of rights. Together, these updates reflect India's evolving journey from self-governance to self-reliance, from reforms to resilience. Remember, for UPSC, don't just memorize. Connect these stories to syllabus keywords and previous year questions. And before you go, download the EduRev app, available on the Play Store and iOS App Store, to access thousands of curated UPSC notes, PYQs, daily editorials, and AI-powered revision tools. This is EduRev, helping you learn smarter, not harder.